What's going on, guys? Ooh, yeah. Today, this video is going to be a little bit different from the other ones. We're actually going to go a little more in depth into a song and kind of break down a few of the riffs and talk about how it changed from how we first started writing it to where it's like ended up now.
When we first kind of wrote this, it was the first song that me and Dakota wrote together, and it was really fun. We liked it, but I think we kind of realized the importance of, once you write something, to really sit back and not be in the environment of playing, when you can really just sit and listen to it and kind of examine it. With the intro part that we had for this song, the drums, we kind of went back and forth on a lot of different ideas. I think eventually we kind of came to the realization that with the beginning and a lot of the song, that we really wanted the guitar to be in the forefront, and obviously the drums and the bass would fill it out, but the guitar would really be the main voice and the focus of the song. The beginning riff, I think it definitely kind of shows that and kind of opens up the sound to kind of give an indication of how it's going to go. This is the first riff of the song, but this is how we originally had it. Enough filling it out, and so we wanted to kind of bring out the mood and the atmosphere of the song, so this is what we switched it to.
I felt like it was lacking something. Although I liked the melody and the groove, I didn't necessarily care for the notes that I were using. I went over it in my head a bunch of times, and the only way I thought of a way out was basically to go lower, make it a little bit lower. So with that being said, it's actually, the song used to be in D standard, and I went ahead and just lowered it to drop C and re-noted a lot of the riffs, including that one. So it come out a little more heavy, and I feel like there's just a little more tone to the riff now in fullness.
I think the new way that you play it too, there's a lot more of, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot more of like inflections and a little bit of differences and nuances that weren't in the original. Because the original was, I think, a lot more staccato, and now it has a lot more of character,
I think so too. The main verse riff of the song, actually, I'll play it here. It was entirely different. You'll be able to hear a little bit of an influence in the new riff, but something in me kept writing and figuring out what you want to put there. So I'll go ahead and actually play that riff. That way it had some nice melodies to it, but with the full band, with everything trying to come together, it had something missing. So I kept going, and yeah, this is what I come up with.
With the change that you made, it gave it a lot more groove, so I was able to just really hit the pocket and let the guitar be the drive. I just think that really kind of filled it out and let the melody of the guitar part come through. And then for the chorus part, it was originally a lot different, especially drum-wise, because I was doing a thrashy beat, and there was a lot to it, and it was pretty intense, but the guitar part that we had for it has so much going on that I kind of realized that it's basically working against the song. So what I did was, instead of going from a super fast thrash beat, I just leveled the kick pattern out to just doing straight eighth notes, and then I just did a snare on 3 and just had a really relaxed feel. And usually the second half I throw in some faster parts on the ride and maybe a little bit of syncopation, but for the most part I just wanted it to give it a full feeling and just really be able to push every note that the guitar was doing. So
this part is actually another pretty extreme change. It is another riff that was something I wrote kind of a while back, and then once we started putting everything together with the band, I just realized it was very lacking. The melody was there. Even the notes were there on this one, but it wasn't, I don't know, something wasn't right. So it was another one that's completely reworked. I'll go ahead and I'll play the original way we played the chorus riff. As you can see, there really wasn't much going on. It turned into something quite different, so I'll go ahead and I'll play what it is now.
Hell yeah.
A lot more notey, and there's a lot more going on to it. Ooh yeah. When I was writing that and when I was switching over into that, I was definitely on a big gojira kick for sure. Gojira right into Rivers of Nile. Like I was kind of transitioning from listening to that band a lot into Rivers of Nile a lot. Yeah. And I would say that you could definitely,
you can
definitely kind of hear it with the main drive riff, the low chugging going on into the very melodic chorus.
I think that worked out pretty well, and the rest of the song, for the most part, stayed relatively the same. The second half of the song has a lot of groove and it has a lot more heavy parts. But sort of what we realized was originally with the song, we were playing it around 230, 235 BPMs. We could play it well, but we just realized that while the really aggressive parts were there and they sounded good, a lot of the parts where we had like that, where it had a little bit more groove or had a little bit more melody at the forefront, they just weren't really coming through the way we wanted. So what we did was we went ahead and dropped it by about 5 to 10 BPMs, and it kind of leveled everything out. The heavy parts and the breakdowns and double bass runs and everything else still had the same feel, and it was still felt just as heavy. Really brought a little bit more clarity to the stuff like the chorus, you know, where Dakota's doing a lot more of movements and a lot more notes in general. We were a lot more comfortable with really hitting each note and really giving it the full sound that it needed instead of making it so staccato.
Yeah, I agree. The staccato is the perfect word to how the song used to be. I know it was kind of a mess, and that's a good, clear sign of a bad song. Yeah. Bad written song. So we just worked and rewrote it until everything started blending together.
Tonight we're trying out a new vocalist. I think it'll go pretty well. We've just been searching for people. Definitely an up and down kind of journey with this. Really trying to put what we have out there and be authentic with what we do. Hopefully tonight will be good. I think it should be a really good experience, and then we can give you guys an update on how it went.
Forming a band is a little like dating. It's a little like, you know, being out on the market, dating, looking for people that you match with, talking with people, and what comes with that is a lot of rejection. Yeah. You get rejection in the sense of they might feel intimidated, they might feel like they're better than you, they might feel like, who knows what they might feel like, but it's definitely crazy when you're forming a band. We've probably been ghosted by people 15 times, literally 15 times. I mean, that doesn't sound like a crazy number.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, I would say we've definitely had that happen to us 15 times, but we have either conversed with or auditioned a total of, I'd say, probably 30 people at this point.
I agree, 30 people.
Yeah.
Dan made it.
Dan definitely made it, so killed it. I did it.
Do you have anything to say, Dan? If not, say no. Clip will just cut this out.
We're still on par to release our single pretty soon, where Gods Are Buried, and have a lyric video for it. And once that happens, we're going to release it. And if we don't have a singer by then, we will use that to find a singer and a guitar player. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and record our 4-song EP that's going to have that song in there. It's going to be re-recorded with whoever our new vocalist is, and then we'll go from there, and we'll start hitting shows and start working our way out.
And then we're coming for you, brother!
Keep on rocking in the free world.